Good morning from the Ponderosa.
Thor told me, and other people, when we told them we were going to have a ramp, that it's not going to be very easy. It's going to be slick in the snow and the ice. And, you know, eventually we'll have a rail going down and everything. But this is what we're doing with it.
What'd you do now, Jenny?
I cut and put some traction strips on our ramp.
Hey!
There you go, Facebook and Thor. It's not so slippery now.
It's not so slippery for all you people thinking we're going to fall on our keister.
And YouTube people. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
We will have a handrail or two.
Yep.
But a little help there. It does get slippery when it's wet. Come on down, Thor. Come on, Thor. Come on.
No.
Come on, Thor.
No.
Thor don't trust it.
He'll walk over here on the side anyhow.
All right.
And
That's what we did. Little traction tape. There it is. That's what we accomplished in one full day. I know my first time through algebra I got an F. How was your math skills?
I didn't pass it either.
Well, I never took geometry. How about you?
No, I never passed algebra.
Oh, she never even passed algebra. Second time I took algebra I got an A. So it took us half the day to figure out slants and a notch. You can't make a slant and assume the notch. You gotta... This is the raw and uncut version of the truth. It was pretty brutal.
It took all day. Probably from 10 until 5.
10 to 5, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 boards up. 1 an hour. And once we got the hang of it, boom, boom, boom. But that first board way over there, number 1, which we did put in the wrong place, but we're not going to tell you that. You don't get to know that story. That took forever to learn that slant on the end of that board. Anyway, I had to go for a long walk. We'll put it that way. I couldn't...
I'm still alive.
Jenny's English was not meshing with my brain. There was a lot of what ifs and ands and so's and you thinks. With
And like that one.
And yeah.
Like that one. Don't you understand that?
And so anyway.
Thor. Licking the grill.
We should have put Thor in charge today. Thor, we would have done better with you in charge today, Thor. Hey, we got a roof above the porch. Well, we got the makings of it. So there it is.
Woo!
All right. Tomorrow, it's a whole different slant, whole different angle, different width, different board. I don't know, another 10 to 5?
Probably.
For 5 boards. Well, we might get done at 3. We're going to get that part done. All right, we've been invited to dinner tonight, so we're going to change some clothes. Sit by a campfire and listen to them tell some stories. We're going to tell them that we're just doing awesome over here with no problems.
I'll probably be sleeping after an hour.
We can't lie too good because a couple of them watch our videos.
That's true. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So,
I'll be giving autographs later too.
Hi to Chris and Amanda if you do watch this.
Yes.
Okay. See you tomorrow.
So today we worked on this other piece of the porch. It went a lot smoother, figuring out all the little angles and notches. A lot better than, let me get around here, a lot better than these little notches and big old boards that we did yesterday. That took a long time and a lot of patience on my husband's part. But what do you think, Jeff? He thinks we rocked it! Gears are grinding on the boss. We're taking him home, and here's the best setup we got.
We need a prayer that we do not become one of those YouTube videos that bust out my back window, please. Thank you. Amen. With some prayers.
Thank you.
Did the window break?
No.
Woo! We had a board in there with a wadded up wool blanket for some padding. You really can't tell the slant of my truck on this hill, but it's pretty steep. But we got some, if I could zoom and stand here without falling. We got a little padding in there. A little padding right there.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let's go.
My extreme six-wheel driver. We use some ancient Egyptian techniques. Heave ho, heave ho, heave ho. She's not the hoe. All right. We got to strap it down. Look at that mountain girl. What you doing, mountain girl?
Gonna flatten this for a little bit.
Might help bend it if we...
It's not very rolled up, but anything can help.
Is that board light or heavy?
It's heavy.
This treated wood is very wet.
Yeah.
All right.
Pick up my garbage, unlike our well people.
Yeah. Yeah, our well people left a mess down there. Okay. Do your thing, metal. In this episode of Forged in Fire, we have Jenny from Iowa pounding out some steel for a 10-foot long sword. Sword. She's always wanted to be on that show.
Except for I've never blacksmithed before.
I guess we're kind of waiting for family members from out west to find that family anvil that's in somebody's trunk. By golly, we'd be making some knives out here, wouldn't we, Jenny?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Just waiting on that anvil.
Just waiting on that big anvil. My great-grandpa's. All right, get to pounding, girl.
All right.
Good morning again from the Ponderosa. What did we get accomplished yesterday? Half day. We got up here about 11:30. You saw in the video we got the big boss up in the truck. We got the fascia board on the front here. They didn't have the wood I wanted, so I ended up just buying regular old pine. We'll put some paint on that on the front of these two porches. So got that on there for some gutter. Did that. And then we also, as I've mentioned probably a couple times, clear up at the top of the roof. I had previously pre-bent some galvanized metal at home and I didn't give it enough overhang. So we took that off. I bought some more, I don't know, 55, 60 bucks. Yeah, I got a fire going inside. And we took the old off. And you saw Jenny the blacksmith. Oops, sorry. Pre-bend the metal. We got those 3 pieces down there. And today it's a little windy, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna put the new pieces up there and hopefully get them up there in better shape with more of an overhang over the front. And I'm also going to work on a little bit of molding with some strips of wood. Not all of it, but some along this top piece of batten board going across on the bottom of this 1x12. I'm going to put a couple little special little cuts on it and that'll go all the way across. I'm going to do that also today. Maybe, since today is our last full day, I would really like to put some old tin that I bought on these 2 sections of roof. We'll see if we get that done today and tomorrow morning. Tomorrow we'll be picking up, cleaning, weighting everything down for the winter so nothing blows around. You remember, if you look back in our videos, one time we showed up here and insulation was up on the hill, metal was all over the place, so we don't want that anymore. We'll see you later. Okay, we have, well, there's my number 1 laborer. We got the new galvanized metal up on the top there, the peak we're calling it, I guess, with a lot more overhang. The first one only had barely an inch. We nailed it on the front. There will be some more wood up there with some routed molding kind of design. Oh, I don't know if I showed you. I already put 1 piece at the bottom. That, it's kind of blurry. A couple swipes on the table saw. Maybe I'll back up. A couple swipes on the table saw gave me those 2 lines. And then on top of that board I put a little bevel, so snow or moisture or whatever would kind of maybe work its way away from that roof right there. I'll show you from the back side what Jenny's doing. Okay, here she is, screwing in this side. Like we said before, we were not happy with the old one. We're learning as we go. It had a lot of ripples in it. We might have, let's see where she is. We might have a little bit of bubble ripple right there. But the rest of it I think is going to look good. So we're going to be happy with that. Someday. Huh?
Because I don't want to do it again.
She don't want to do it again. But
Except for I will do it one more time.
We might do it one more time.
Because I hate this roof and I want it redone.
She was the roofer. And I was basically no ladder help then. I'm a little more ladder help now. Not supposed to be. But we'll just say this metal roof's got some issues. And to get it here more easily, we bought 8-foot pieces and tried to keep the bottom section straight with the top section and blah blah blah, and it's not. So we may use those pieces on future buildings and come back with 14-foot long metal. We'll see if we can find a bank to rob. Alright, back to work up there, flannel shirt. For all of those times that I was here without Thor and he got ripped off. Can YouTube block a video for copyright if you sing it? Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. This video, we are going to talk a little bit about our solar situation. Solar needs a bunch of this. We're down here in this little valley that's awesome. We get blocked out of a lot of the wind. Hey, cutie. Look at that with her little stocking cap on. There's sun over there. Our sun at this position doesn't show up till about 9, she says?
9:30?
9:30? We wrote it down for this time of the year. But it's going to get later and later as the sun gets lower. Summertime, I think we could put it about anywhere. We thought about down here in front. When we first moved here, all we ever did was look at maps and we thought that that was south. South is that way. So we thought about putting our solar over here. It gets sun a little bit later, but lasts longer. And we thought about putting our solar on the other side of these little trees. It's about the same situation. And then we can put the solar way down there if I want to buy 300 feet of cable and 300 feet of trench and all that. And it even gets shady around 4 o'clock. So in this video, we're going to walk up here a little bit because the land goes up and down a little. And we're going to see if we can go up there and find a spot if we cut down a couple little trees, if we would have south-facing solar for most of the day. Wish us luck. We're hunting for solar. Be very, very quiet. Let's go. House is right there.
And what's your plan if we put it right here?
Who's carrying them up here?
Probably me.
Put them on a snow sled, tie the rope around behind us and heave-ho them up here. Some more Egyptian secret knowledge.
So if we put it here, we would have to cut down this one and a couple of those and that one, probably that one,
Big one.
and then these guys right here.
I don't like cutting them all down.
We like to let them grow. Whoa, I got service here.
You got service here?
My phone just went off.
How many bars you got?
One.
Well, how about up there above that big rock area?
We're on the move.
Let's go up to that spot and see how many trees we'd have to cut down. Alright, that was spot number 1. We just found another spot. I don't know. Spot 1 down there. 60 feet, 75 feet farther. We're kind of liking this spot. We made a row of rocks so we won't lose it. That is straight south. There's the sun. It's maybe 9:30. We would have to get rid of that tree, that tree, that tree to get straight south. And there's a couple smaller ones behind. One bigger one way over there. We'd probably just leave that one alone. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees altogether to shut down. Maybe these 2 if we wanted before midday sun. So there is some trees to cut down here too, but if those were gone, we would have sun all the way across all day long till we lose it there where the mountain hits. So, you know, if we wanted in the morning, which our panels won't turn that far around, but you know, 10 to whenever. So this spot we're liking a lot. We're going to go look at one more area.
We figured that roughly 250 feet up this hill is where we're going to put solar. We'll have to cut down some trees, but we'll get it done. Now, for Jeff, it doesn't take very far for him. I found him right there.
I'm up behind here in the yard. Here's the view from up here. Kind of a cloudy day, a little bit hazy. It's about 12:30. 12:30, there's where the sun is. I would have sun all day, 12:30, above these big trees that block me down here for the rest of the day. Where'd it go? I have it all the way till it gets to there. By the time it gets to there, I'm blocked anyhow by the mountain. I'm not cutting down any trees. I have all of this sun now. In the wintertime, it's October, or I don't know what day it is. I guess 18th, 19th. So that sun is going to be lower. It might be in this tree area in the winter. So we'd still get quite a bit. Or where the panels aren't now, I'm not going to get much. And any lower I get, I'm not going to get any. Unless I go, I can't remember if I showed you, way down there where the topper is, which I know you've seen a bunch of times. Way down there on the pad, if I point south, there's a big opening, but you are quite a bit lower. So that gets into the shade. I think it was around 3:30 or so this time of year, maybe 4 o'clock. And you don't get the light until about 10:45. So total hours, you're not getting too many more hours than what you're getting where I'm at now. Except you would get more in the winter. I'm trying to do all this calculating in my head. Where would I get the most hours of light for the solar panels? Not counting summertime. Summertime, I'd get it anywhere I want. Up here, I would get a lot. Winter might be, depends how low. I don't know how low the sun gets in the wintertime. Down from the house, standing on the front porch, I was guesstimating that it would be at this tree line. But now I'm up quite a bit higher, so it's probably above this tree line. I'm pretty sure it would be. So like this, behind that tree, and I wouldn't get any more for the winter. And winters are kind of gray here. So that's what I'm wondering. I don't We were all excited about the place we found up along the hillside after we walked the 243 feet. But that's not going to work. You wake up and you're not drawing much because you got 6 inches of snow. Who's going to want to try to climb all the way up there with 6 inches of snow to sweep the snow off the solar panels? Not this guy. Eventually I'm going to try to make at least a 6-wheeler road up here. The guy with the that did my bulldozer work, he doesn't think it's going to happen here. Probably can't tell on the camera. The land kind of flattens here a little bit and then it goes up again. I thought, why not gradually go up that way? I still might with a skid loader someday. But maybe we should put our solar panels right here. I wouldn't have to go buy 300 feet more of cable and lose a bunch of power by the time it got to the cabin. Solar thinking 101.